Hello, it's Randy Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
But before we end this block, Ms. Fiorina, I do want to ask you about this. In an interview last week in Rolling Stone magazine, Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Mr. Trump later said he was talking about your persona, not your appearance. Please feel free to respond what you think about his persona.
You know, it's interesting to me. Mr. Trump said that he heard Mr. Bush very clearly and what Mr. Bush said. I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
Thank you.
For the record,
Thank you.
It was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president? And how will you answer the charge from Hillary Clinton, who is likely to be the Democratic nominee, that you are part of the war on women?
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either. This country is in big trouble. We don't win anymore. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico, both in trade and at the border. We lose to everybody. And frankly, what I say, and oftentimes it's fun, it's kidding, we have a good time. What I say is what I say.
There's an explanation. What I say is what I say. I don't know. I don't know, how this is going to work tonight. But I will tell you that a lot of crap has happened this morning, and a lot of crap happened over the weekend, and the news would rather talk about something that hasn't happened yet and won't happen for 5 hours. Okay. All right. So crap happens and they don't report on it, but crap hasn't happened, and hey, let's talk about it before it happens, because once it happens, we're not fact-checking it. Oh, God, what a media we have. What the hell country is this? So this is what happened this morning. You had some deranged lawyer, which I think is an oxymoron. I live with one. You have this, this guy with sort of a, dull, useless look about him, as, a lot of litigators have. And he apparently goes on a rampage in Houston this morning and shoots 6 people and wounds 3 other people. And now we find out his name, and that in his black Porsche, this disgruntled lawyer, this, upset attorney, we find out in his car, he had a stash of weapons, but check this out. While he was on this shooting rampage, he's dead. Yeah, sorry, he's dead. I know that takes the whole, excitement of the story away. Oh, you mean the shooter's dead? Tell me about a live shooter. I know, I get it. But he was wearing, what are you wearing? What is everybody wearing today? Just take a quick look, okay? Take a quick look. It's probably okay. He was wearing a Nazi uniform, all right? He was wearing a freaking Nazi uniform. Yeah, and in his house, he had Nazi paraphernalia, and he went on a shooting spree this morning. And in Houston, the media does not cover it. This is how common mass shootings are in these United States. We had a mall shooter over the weekend. They just captured him after some manhunt and took him alive. Isn't that something? You could go through a mall in Oregon and, be 20 years old, and you could take out four women and a man and still be taken alive. Wow. Who knew that? Because apparently you can't smoke a marijuana cigarette in North Carolina without being shot 4 times in the chest while you're backing away from the police with your arms down at your side. Oh, God. So the point here is, look how common mass shootings have become. They're so freaking common that we don't even cover them anymore. Look, CNN, race for the White House. Race for the Clinton-Trump debate tonight at 9 a.m. I'm so glad you said that was breaking news because I would have forgotten about it. It would have just slipped my mind. Holy crap, man. Hours before the debate, you got a crazy lawyer with a black Porsche full of weapons wearing a Nazi uniform going on a shooting spree in freaking Texas. You'd think maybe we ought to have a conversation about the guns, and that won't come up tonight. It really won't. Guns will not come up. Unless Donald Trump brings it up and says she wants to take away your guns. But I doubt it because she doesn't want to take away your guns. I want to take away your guns. I want to take guns away from Nazis. And I want cops who are Nazis fired from the police force. Is that too much to ask? Well, if Donald Trump's president, yeah, Randy, it is. Because the police force will be Nazis. All of them. In fact, if you're not a Nazi, you won't be welcome on the police force. Oh, I can't even believe. And then here's what else happens over the weekend. Very little reportage. Today, anyway, it all ended. All the reporting. And I knew it, didn't I tell you? Friday was going to be the last day we ever got to talk about Charlotte. It was going to be the last day we ever got to talk about Mr. Scott. This is why they dumped out the videotapes, the body cam and the dash cam of the murder of Keith Scott over the weekend, knowing the debate was going to just, take all the air out of the room. And it would do that even before the debate occurs. Now, I fully expect tomorrow to be all about the debate that we have watched, that we have attempted to fact check, because apparently the media doesn't want to do that. And the Trump campaign is literally threatening Lester Holt. It's so interesting with fact checking. Don't you dare fact check. That is not your job. And even the debate commission, which is made up of corporate America, the debate commission is not the League of Women Voters. This is not your parents' debate commission. This is the new debate commission that is all corporately sponsored, funded, and, serves the corporate, memes, serves the corporate interests, serves the corporate autocracy. So it's not the same kind of debate that we used to have. So how dare they compare Nixon, Kennedy, or even Bush v. Gore, or don't even compare. This is like it's a ridiculous comparison. But, when you look at how many times Donald Trump has told the truth on this campaign trail that we've been on for a year and a half, and how many times Hillary Clinton has told a lie, it's very illustrative. Okay, PolitiFact, which isn't the be-all, end-all, but it is a fact-checking attempt. It's an attempt, but they're real specific. It's like even if your comma isn't there. All right. So that said, they found that Donald Trump made 11 true statements over this year and a half. 11 of the statements he made were true. And Hillary Clinton made 6 pants on fire statements in the year and a half. So tell me this. If Donald Trump could only be found telling 11 true things and Hillary Clinton could only be saying 6 lies, why won't the media fact check Donald Trump in real time and say, that's not true? Oh no. Oh no, don't do that. Oh no. I mean, I can't even believe that Kellyanne Conway was on the TV saying, it's not their job.
I want to ask you, will Jennifer Flowers be there?
Oh, yes. Oh, that was the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we had the tweeting. Over the weekend, right? We had the tweeting of Donald Trump. Donald Trump tweeted in response. This was all this tweeting thing that went on was a response to it was Donald Trump's reaction to Mark Cuban saying that he was going to attend the debate and that this was going to be like the dismantling of Trump. It was going to be like a takedown of Trump. And this is what Mark Cuban tweets. And Trump, of course, goes nuclear. And pretty soon he might be able to do that literally. Won't that be fun? Yeah, and so he starts tweeting back to Mark Cuban. Dopey Mark Cuban of failed benefactor fame. Now, here's the crazy part. For the millennials, you have to explain who Jennifer Flowers and what benefactor was. I can't even tell you what benefactor was. I never watched that. Apparently it was some TV show. And Jennifer Flowers was a woman who had an affair with Bill Clinton like in the 70s. Seriously. So just so you know that, Donald Trump, as a response to Mark Cuban saying that he's going to sit in the front row of the debate and he's going to watch the dismantling of Donald Trump by Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump said, well, maybe I'll bring Jennifer Flowers to the debate and put her in the front row. And you know it was from Trump and not any of his surrogates because he misspelled Jennifer. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of a man threatens a woman who has been a first lady, any woman though, but this one happens to have been a lawyer, a first lady, a secretary of state, a senator twice elected from the state of New York, and now the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States. What kind of a man threatens her with bringing your husband's ex-mistress to taunt her in a debate about America's future? I mean, the cruelty of it is just amazing. But what does it say about Donald Trump's attitude towards women and his seriousness towards fixing or hearing or addressing the problems that we have within the United States currently? I mean, the two of them are virtually tied in the polls. And I'm starting to enter the please God say this isn't really happening realm of reality. But then he's tweeting about the ex-mistress of President Clinton. You know, it's like, are you... Do you remember when boxers or briefs was a kind of a risque subject? Do you remember that? You remember when Tipper Gore was trying to put labels about violent and sexual content on records? Oh my God, this is so amazing. And Mike Pence then went on TV and said Jennifer Flowers will definitely not be there. But here's the crazy part. Jennifer Flowers tweeted, and I saw it with a big lip thing, the lip emoji, the lip emoji, right? She tweeted, I'm in your camp, Donald, and I will definitely be there. But Mike Pence gets on the TV and says she will definitely not be there. And of course, we know that Donald Trump's surrogates don't speak for Donald Trump. Why he even has surrogates, I guess, is so that he could live in a parallel universe and feel comfortable so that they say this thing and then he says that thing and nobody, it's so amazing. But this whole stupid thing, you just realize how petty, how thin-skinned, how tiny-handed Donald Trump is. I guess you'll figure that out when he controls the apparatus of government. Jesus Christ, we're going to look like the Roman Empire with all their psychotic mad emperors. But they weren't elected. After the Brexit vote, didn't you say to yourself quietly, thinking people I'm talking about, not casual, I'm going to vote for him because, I don't know, in my gut. No, seriously thinking people, reading people who actually pay attention. Didn't you think after the Brexit vote, well, at least we weren't the stupidest people on the planet? That didn't last long. This is what they're asking the vice presidential nominee for the Republican Party on the Sunday shows about Jennifer Flowers.
I want to ask you, will Jennifer Flowers be there?
Oh, my God.
Jennifer Flowers will not be attending the debate tomorrow night. And
that means she'll be there.
Donald Trump was using the tweet yesterday really to mock an effort by Hillary Clinton and her campaign to really distract attention from where the American people are going to be focused tomorrow night, which is on the issues, on the choice that we face. I mean, Hillary Clinton essentially wants to continue the policies of this administration that have weakened America's place in the world.
She has not been invited by the campaign. She has a right to be there if somebody else gives her a ticket. The victory for Donald Trump tomorrow night is answering the questions and showing America that he's ready to be president and commander-in-chief on day one. Hillary Clinton's casual relationship with the truth is well known to Americans. I'm sure we'll see it on full display tomorrow night. And I really don't appreciate campaigns thinking it is the job of the media to go and be these virtual fact checkers and that these debate moderators should somehow do their bidding.
Huh? The role of journalism is not to check facts? That's got to be new. And what do you mean virtual? What does she mean, virtual fact checkers? Facts are facts. Only in their world could a fact be a virtual thing, meaning unreal. When did it stop being the job of the journalists among us to not check? But they just throw a bunch of words on the page now and just throw it out there and say, could be true, could be not. You decide. And then there's Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, who called Donald Trump a pathological liar, utterly amoral, a sniveling coward, and a narcissist at a level I don't think this country has ever seen, is for Donald.
For a commercial-free, on-demand, whenever, wherever listening experience, visit RandyRhodes.com for your personal premium podcast today.